Good evening and welcome to Walking in Her Shoes with KizziDoll and LizzyDoll. How you doing tonight, KizziDoll?
LizzyDoll, I am doing so fantastic. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. How you feeling?
I'm doing well. You looking beautiful, representing in all those beautiful pearls. Look at you, girl.
Oh, girl, I tell you, it's a pearl kind of a day these days. So, yes, ma'am, gotta represent.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, before we get started, we want to remind everybody to like, share, and subscribe. Our community is growing and we're excited. We're excited to grow the wellness community.
Yes.
Tonight, we are going to talk about guarded optimism. Ooh, that's a good topic. So, Kizzy Doll, you want to get us started?
Sure. So, some people might say, okay, what's guarded optimism? It's just that. You can be optimist, op, optimistic, hopeful, and very joyful in a situation, but be guarded. The word says to guard your heart. So actually, what that means is you don't want to um, have a dump truck load full of emotions and feelings and just let them loose and unhinged on everything and everybody. But you have to hold the reins, hold the reins, be patient, and watch. Be watchful and prayerful in any and all situations that you could be in, but very particularly love relationships. That's what we're talking about. Being optimistic and hopeful. When you meet somebody new, there's something that happens. If it's right, there's something that happens. So you still yet, even though it sounds good, it looks good, it's feeling good, you have to hold the reins back some and be guarded. Still be optimistic, but guard yourself. So you just don't want to unzip and, just be all out there open emotionally and mentally. So that's guarded optimism.
I think that's a
Yes.
great point. As far as being optimistic, but I think guarding is also a form of protecting yourself.
Yes, it is.
Because oftentimes, and we talk about being in new relationships, you have I believe that it's documented that when you're in a relationship, a romantic relationship, things are brighter. Things are, you see things from a different lens. Even your heart, from my understanding, your heart even gets bigger. And so, I think that that's a great point to make sure that you protect yourself, because
Mhm.
if you do, like what you just said, Kizzy Doll, when you said, you don't want to just open it up and then everything comes flooding out, because it takes time to get to know someone and it takes time for them to get to know you. So we talked about red flags once on one of the episodes, and I think one of the red flags, or one of the things that we have to be mindful of, is one, when somebody's rushing you too fast, or if and then when you voice that it's too fast, if they pull it back, then hey, that red flag is lifted. But if they don't pull it back and they continue to push you or put it in your lap, then there's something there, and there's something that um, you really need to investigate more, because there's something there.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's a great point, Lizzie Dow. Listen, if someone is rushing you and pushing you, I'm telling you, women have great intuition, but we have a greater skill of ignoring the red flag because we might be afraid of being alone or losing that person. Let me tell you something. If you don't use wisdom and listen to your intuition and acknowledge the red flag for what it is and address it, in the long run, you will be more miserable than you would be if you just waited and been alone. So,
Absolutely.
it's
Absolutely. There's a blessing in the alone time. And I think
yes,
sometimes we don't cherish that alone time, because that time is there for us to really get to know ourselves. That time is there for us to enrich ourselves. That
Right,
time is
right.
there for us to even prepare for what's to come. But
Yes,
if
absolutely.
preparation comes before positioning.
Hmm,
So
hmm.
you have to prepare.
That's
And
it.
there's another
Hmm, hmm.
proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay,
Mm.
that's another one too. So when you prepare yourself and give yourself that time, and sometimes we feel sad in that time, and
Mhm.
that's not a time for being sad. That's a time for celebrating you. That's a time for getting to know you. That's a time for embracing the different things that you can learn and enhance yourself with,
Absolutely.
and just properly equip yourself, because this is the thing. Oftentimes we say we're waiting for our king to come, correct?
Hmm, hmm.
What if we're waiting for our king to come? What happens when he comes and you don't know how to properly make a biscuit? If you haven't taken the time out to learn how to cook, or you haven't taken the time out to learn how to do it too. It was funny when we were watching, and I always reference movies, but it was so funny because, man, what was the name of that movie? Oh, I believe it was Dreamgirls. When they came
Oh, okay.
outside of Cadillac Records, and they came outside and they
Hmm,
asked for somebody to type, and girlfriend
hmm.
came up to the front, but her nails were like out to here. And he was like, "How you gonna type?" Girlfriend was like, "Pop, pop, 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 pop." She prepared herself right on the spot. She was like, "Hold on, wait a minute, I
Right,
type."
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it was just really, really funny. It was just really, really funny, and that's just to my point that you definitely have to prepare yourself.
Hmm.
And it's just so many things that we can do to enhance what's already there. you
That's
know
right.
even
That's
in
right.
reading, I just ordered a book, Jewel in His Crown. I just ordered it again by Priscilla Shire, I believe it
Hmm,
is.
hmm,
And
hmm.
I just ordered that book again because sometimes we can read a book and get some of the meaning from it, but then go back and get a different revelation. That
Absolutely.
book, the name of the book is A Jewel in His Crown. And I
Mm.
just love, love, love that book
Mhm, mhm,
because it actually helps you to understand who you are, and
mhm,
and how God sees you.
mhm, mhm.
And
Oh,
one of the
yes.
things that I just loved in that book, and it just stayed with me, and I read it many, many years ago, and I can't wait to read it again.
Mhm,
But one of the things that sticks with me is talking when she started talking about how the jeweler prepares jewelry,
mhm,
and
mhm,
how the costume jewelry is out there on the shelves, and everybody can touch it. Everybody can touch it. But the jeweler's jewelry, the diamonds, the expensive jewelry, is
mhm.
kept locked in the back. And
Yes.
he has to come out. You have to have an appointment, and he lays it out on a black velvet
Mhm,
piece of cloth, and
mhm,
then he puts the jewelry there.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying? So that's what you are. You're that
mhm,
precious jewelry.
mhm,
You're not the precious jewel. You're not just a costume jewelry that everybody can touch, play with
mhm,
it, and then put it back on the shelf.
mhm. That's right. That's
And I
right.
just love that example. That was just incredible, amazing to me.
Well, you know how you said that a lot of people, I hear it all the time, I'm waiting for my king and my this and my that. Well, here's what strikes me with that. You're waiting for your king. Do you even know that you're a queen?
Mm,
And do you know how to be a queen with your king?
oh, that's
All of that training, that learning, that growing in yourself is in the wait. See, the wait actually is a gift. Now I'm gonna be honest with you all and transparent. I used to hate the wait. I couldn't stand it because I didn't know how to be by myself or to believe that being single was special too, just as special as being with someone. And so now that I've grown in a lot of areas, now I know who I am, whose I am, and God's purpose for me. And even those things that are not perfected yet, God's working on it. It's okay. But my heart is open to love. but I'm guarded to stupidity.
Mm,
I'm guarded to gain. And
mm.
I'm guarded against the fake ones that come, the wolves that come in sheep clothing, saying, I am this, that, and the third. No, because the Holy Spirit in me says that actually you're just a softly dressed wolf. But you learn all of that in the wait,
I love that, in the wait.
in the
That's
wait,
so important. You
mhm,
learn it in the wait.
in the wait. And there's
Man, that
nothing
is so
wrong with the wait.
that is
There's
so good.
nothing wrong with the wait. I'm telling you, there's a blessing in that wait if you hold on. In that wait, listen, you guys, for real. In that wait, you are increasing and perfecting your relationship with the Father, who said, I'm not going to withhold no good thing from you. Think about it. If relationship after relationship after relationship, it keeps coming across and it's no good, you're trusting the Father now. He said, I will withhold no good thing from you, which means that all of those folks that were standing in line, they were not a good thing for you. So you don't, it's the wait. The wait is the precious time. Because if you wait with optimism, faith, joy, the Lord will fulfill your needs. That is the gift. Then you get the gift later on. You don't get it all at once. Some folks is trying to throw back their gift right now.
That's the truth. That's the
They
truth.
don't want it. They don't want it. Like, oh no, this was not it. This was not it. But that guarded optimism, for example, I was in a situation where I met someone new and such a sweet person, nice person. I was optimistic because listen, don't discount or discredit anybody because you never know who he is, how he's coming. You don't know God's thoughts. You don't know what he's going to do and which way he's going to do it. We, as his children, mess up each and every time. We think that the Father is coming to the right and he will go northwest on you real quick. So, but you, in that situation I was in, I was hopeful because, you just never know. So you give somebody the benefit of the doubt, but in that waiting period, in that courting period, is when you learn each other and you find out, are there any deal breakers going on here? Okay, what about the red flags?
Right.
Okay, for example, what about if he's slicker than dog snot? And that wolf is wrapped Trump tight, no pun intended. What if he is wrapped tight? I mean, he is clean from head to toe, got it all going on. Lord have mercy. And we won't even talk about smelling good.
Girl, yeah.
A good game and all that. Listen, do not be afraid to wait. Be optimistic in that wait.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to take that situation before the Father and say, Lord, your eyes are far seeing. You see everything. You know everything. You know the very intent of the heart because your word says the heart is a wicked thing
Mm,
and only God knows it. So when you take that person in that situation and you lay it at the Lord's feet, you're optimistic now, but now you're guarded because you don't need no games being played. So you're not taking your cards. I used to watch my aunts and uncles play cards and my cousins, and it was the coolest thing. They'd be shuffling them cards, slap, slap, talking junk, slap, slap.
dang.
You're not taking you remember that? You're not
Yeah.
taking all of your cards and going, I'm all in.
Yes. Oh, yes. Talk that talk. That's
No,
true.
there is no all in. There's only all in when the father said, I'm the one that's dealing this game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got this.
And
And I say, this, he is for you.
yeah,
You're for him. I have ordained this.
yeah, yeah. And in that time, you also can't be afraid to ask the questions, because you have to be able to ask questions. And if there's a problem with you asking questions, then there is another red flag. You know what I'm saying?
Baby,
So have to be able to be yourself. But you know
look,
what? In that wait time, you get to know yourself. You really get to meet yourself. Well, I've been with myself my whole life, but you don't always know yourself, because oftentimes, especially as women and being nurturers, we give ourselves away. And in giving ourselves away, you don't know yourself, because you're becoming a chameleon and you're doing what he wants or what you think makes him happy, but you don't know yourself, so you're giving yourself away. Juanita Byam had a No More Sheets series, and she talked about that, how you give yourself away, give a piece here, give a piece here. She called it No More Sheets, but I say no more pieces, because you give a piece away here, a piece away here, a piece away here, you got pieces all over the place. But who are you? This, so I said, in that wait time, grab your pieces back. Get to know. I like this. I like this. This is my color. I like olive. You like olive. I love olive. Did you even know that you love olive? No, because everything he liked was blue. So, oh, I love olive. Wait, I love yellow roses.
oh,
I love I love to hear the birds sing early in the morning. Maybe he was a night owl. Maybe you were a morning owl. You know what I'm saying? Just like getting to know who you are and finding your rhythm, finding your flow, knowing that you are amazing and you are just enough, just how you
absolutely.
are. You know, but you don't get to know that if you're constantly, and oftentimes this is what we do. When I was in this bad pattern of, when a relationship ended, getting into another relationship, that's because you're anesthetizing the pain. And because love is like a drug, it has the same mental effect. Hold on to your socks. The same mental effect as cocaine. The same high, the same euphoria. That's why we feel so good. And you know what? This is one of the things. I used to think, why you feel so good when you're in this, like you said, the courting stage, the infatuation stage, and la la la, everything's so good, because you're high. You're high for real high. Your chemicals in your brain are making you high. So therefore, when something happens, and if that's not the right relationship for you and it's gone, you crash just like an addict. And that's why you feel the way that you do. You feel you feel off balance. You feel out of whack. You feel sick. Because when that, you're no longer getting that euphoric drug. You're no longer getting it, and then you know what? You want it back. So guess what? You forget about the lies he told. You forget about he cheated on you. You forget about, this is an adult show, the panties you found under the bed. You forget about all of these things because you're chasing that high just like an addict.
Right, right.
So coming to know who you are and coming to grips with saying, I am I am enough. Not allowing yourself to go a relationship to relationship, but allowing yourself to stay in the moment, in that wait period. Allowing yourself to get to know who you are, strengthening your faith, strengthening your belief, strengthening your abilities. Hey, if something about you don't like, you have the time and the way to go fix it. And as you go fix it, and as you continue to stay prayerful, as you continue, then God will open doors for you that you could never have opened on your own. And then while you're in the midst of waiting for your king, you're building your queendomship. You're building your stuff around you. So you're so busy. Think about what happened. Adam was so busy naming the animals that God had to put him to sleep. So he didn't even know he didn't have a mate. He didn't even know he needed one. So that's what I've discovered in that wait, to just become better. Become a better version of yourself and reinvent yourself. Do what you need to do to behold yourself. And then, and only then are you ready.
Well, you know what, LizzyDoll, when you know yourself, after you have heard the Lord tell you who you are and how He thinks of you and how much He loves you,
Yes.
when you discover yourself and you know who you are, compliments are great, but they can't define you. And you don't want someone telling you who you are. Now, it's a difference in getting someone in your life having that, what I call honesty partner, that can correct you, check you, encourage you. That's the whole different thing than having to need or feed off of the opposite sex compliments or um, validation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need that. Not
Yeah.
when you know who you are. You can agree with it, be humble. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Well, I'm still working on a thing or whatever.
Yes.
But it's when you can stand on your own 2 feet emotionally.
Yeah.
That I'm telling you, and that red flag that you were talking about, when you can't ask certain questions, baby, that flag is no longer red. It is polka dotted with a few stripes at the bottom. It's got everything going on in it. I mean, it's
Like
just a
the baby,
way.
when the race cars are going and they throw that flag down, it's time to go.
Woo, like, wait, hold up, wait a minute. And listen, you all, be encouraged and stay encouraged. It don't begrudge or dread the wait. There is peace and joy in the wait. It's just determined by your attitude and how you live out the wait. Because I promise you, when you give it all up to the Lord and you're waiting with a good attitude, it determines your aptitude. And also, an attitude doesn't move the Father. He'll just sit there and look at you and just wait till you finish sulking. But then you never know when that blessing is right there. You never know. And you know what, LizzyDoll, you know how you hear this word a lot nowadays. Um, oh, I'm vetting that out. I'm vetting them out. You guys, in the vetting process, that is the wait. They're seeing if anything is wrong with that individual, that group, or whatever that entity might be. But when you're vetting it out, you're waiting to see if there be any wrong thing there that should not be. So vet people out. It's not like you're being nasty, rude, and mean to them, but just hold the reins, keep smiling, and keep believing, and know that you deserve the absolute best. The absolute best. No games, no anything. And guess what? It's going to come to you. Trust me, it's going to come to you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, Kizzy Doll, it's always such a pleasure coming on and just having some walking in her shoes time with you. I mean,
Absolutely.
I just love the way our community is growing, and and the ability to be able to share some of our experiences and
Yes.
share our growth, with our community and with our beautiful, beautiful ladies out here. Is there anything that you'd like to leave our ladies with? Our time has come so quickly. Notice that
Really?
time
Oh,
is when you're having fun, and we're having fun.
I'm telling you, I look forward to this all the time because, again, we're sharing who we are and our experiences with you guys. And the one thing I just want to leave with you is this: you don't have to be envious of someone else's blessing because you don't know the size of your own. And if even if we could measure it and it seems small, it's way bigger than what you really deserve. Let's just be honest. God gives us things and blesses us not because we deserve it. but because He is so good. Don't measure your life by anybody else's. Don't measure your blessings by anybody else's blessings. Be patient with yourself. Don't begrudge the wait. There's joy in the wait. Remain optimistic and guard your heart. Guard your heart and just wait, because that day is coming when you're going to be able to unzip, and everybody that loves you and support you will be there to celebrate with you in the unzip when you get to exhale. Okay? It's coming. So hold on. Hold on. So listen, you guys, we're going to go ahead and end this, but please come on back. Join us again for more episodes with LizzyDoll and KizziDoll. We have more for you. We just like to talk and share our heart. Don't forget, you guys, to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell below so you can be notified when we post again, okay? So, in parting, bless all of your hearts and all of your parts. Be blessed.
Blessings. Bye for
Blessings.
now, ladies.
All
Stay.
right. Bye bye.
Bye.